detriment of man. I believe in freedom of speech, and no matter what interest group you do, if you disapprove of what I have to say, if you disagree with me, that same freedom of speech will be your defense, and no religion or organization shall disrupt this or restrict it. I believe in freedom of religion. Religion shall be the personal choice of each person. The laws of the Republic of Texas shall be the will of all the people and rise above any religious creed or any religious sect attempt to impose its will upon the state or set up courts. And if it does, try to set upon the government or the people of the Republic, that religion should be forever banned from the Republic, just like a few people we had up here not long ago. Y'all all know who I'm talking about. They shall remain nameless. To attempt to replace the laws of the Republic will be considered to be an act of treason and will be addressed accordingly. This is not to suggest that an individual's own moral compass cannot guide the debate on what should be law, but once that law is set by ratification of the people, it shall not be deposed by any minority seeking to impose its will upon the people. It will not be tolerated. I believe in the right of every person to be safe and secure in their person, home, effects, no matter what fancy words comes out of someone's mouth, putting qualifications on it. Private property is the foundation of the Republic, and each free person owns the Republic by the virtue of that right. No tax of any kind shall be imposed upon private ownership of property, and the property is secure. Any attempt to intervene the people in the private ownership of property to be considered to be an attack on the Republic itself, and that the people are the Republic, and an attack on any one person is an attack on the entire Republic. I believe in the family as defined in the Bible, in the right of the children to wake up in their own bed each morning. Any person in any capacity who attempts to destroy the sanctity of the family will be charged and judged accordingly. This includes judges, state agencies, law enforcement, anyone who destroys the family. There shall be no compensation of any person for the transference of a child to any state agency other than food, clothing, and shelter directly used for disadvantaged children. Children may only be removed by charges brought in a criminal court, and all family courts should be abolished. I believe in the right of every person to earn his living and contribute what is reasonable to the support of the nation for the common good. There should be no graduating scale for the taxation based on the earnings of any person. Taxes should be a fixed rate upon money spent after earning. There should be no exemptions on any entity or individual or corporate. And the rate of taxation shall be equal for all. This includes religious organizations, all organizations. When they spend, the tax will be the same as any other entity. This is so to make taxation a duty and not a burden. I believe in the right of every person to represent himself or any other person in a court of law without having to be a member of a fraternity or a special group set apart from the general population. To impose restrictions on the court of law is to suspend freedom of speech. While judges may be appointed to arbitrate or enforce civil conduct, all people should be equally heard as not to restrict the submission of evidence. Lawyers shall not be shielded by any license and shall stand equal before the bench with any other citizen. The criminal court shall not be encumbered. No arrangements or plea bargains shall be tolerated. If charged with a crime, a person should be brought before a jury of their peers without a predisposed outcome. There shall be no parole system. Victims of crimes will not be considered for incarceration. And while incarcerated, the state shall be held the responsibility to ensure the safety of the prisoners. I believe in the education of children begins at home, and while schools may be used for expediency, they are not mandatory and do not supersede the teaching handed down from generation to generation. Public education shall be restricted to reading, writing, and the skills needed to secure suitable income. Studies on public affairs shall be included, but private affairs such as sex education and other things like that will not be considered in a public school by people outside the family. I believe in the right of the Republic to form a militia with a common defense at any time, up to and including policing agencies that have set themselves up above the people and the law to defend the nation against enemies, foreign and domestic, be it an attack on another nation or an organization seeking to usurp the Constitution within the country. Militias shall be under the direction of each sheriff, and in times of national crisis, the various militias will constitute a national guard, with the sheriffs being under control of the president or governor until such crisis is abated. I believe in total transparency of government, in that the government is of the people, and the people cannot hide facts from themselves. There shall be no entity engaged in acts hidden from public view. Since the Republic of Texas does not attack other nations, there is no need for any entity to engage in clandestine activity against any other nation. I believe in other nations having the right to exist without interference from another state, other than the intrusion upon Texas sovereignty being the only reason for any interaction. Upon the interaction, it should be only in defense and not in an effort to forward our ideas or holdings on any other nation. No other nation, nor citizens thereof, shall be allowed to hold property within the Republic of Texas. No foreign nations will be allowed to invest monies with an expectation any greater than a reasonable profit. And at no time will land be considered as a payment for a debt. I thank you.